Hey, this is 76 Papa 10 here. Hey, I wanted to get at you guys and let you know I just watched another video which I need to comment on. He's right. If you're applying to these companies and you're newer than me and you want to get out here over the road, or you want to get out here, these recruiters, because a lot of companies like Tyson and all of them, they use recruiters. Okay. Knight, Swift, all of them, they use recruiters. So basically what happens is you fill out the application, you go on Pulse. So you go on Pulse, and then they do the drug screen to check your background on the drug screen. Here's the thing. Don't be in a rush to jump on with that company. I know you need the money, I know you need the job, but don't be in a rush, because they will drag your ass in there if you're in a rush. They'll say, oh, we start orientation on Monday. Here's what you say to them. And I should have put this out a long time ago, but I have to watch other videos to see what's going on and what's the pulse of the industry. This is what you say. Hey, I understand, orientation is this day, but I would like to wait. I would like to wait until everything comes back. My background, all of that. Usually takes, they say a couple of days, but I will give it a week, 2 weeks. Make sure they got everything, because when you fill out those applications, Triple C's or Crete, Hirschback, any of these companies, if you fill out the application for them, that application is good from anywhere from 30 to 60 days. That's how much time you have on that application. That application is not going in the trash. You're a recruit. So as a recruit, you have 30 to 60 days on that application. The application is active. Some company, you got to ask them that. How many days is the application good for? They'll tell you 30 days, or they'll tell you 60 days. If they tell you 30 days, you know you got 30-day window. Okay, let's set orientation up for a week or 2 weeks out or 3 weeks out or whatever before that 30 days is up. You don't want to just rush into these companies, because they're not finished background checking you. And I don't know, and this has been going on for years. I don't know if the recruiters are not getting the information back in a timely manner, or some companies are not returning the information that they need in a timely manner, but they are not complete in 3 days. I could tell you that right now. I from an experienced driver with it, 35 years plus, they're not finished with it. There was one more thing I was going to say too. Do not lie on your application. One more time, for those that are hard of hearing, and I want you to look at me real clear and close. Do not lie on your application. Dates and stuff, yeah. Ain't nobody gonna remember dates. You do the best you can. I usually keep a sheet with close to or whatever. They can verify the dates, and if they need some correction, they'll have you go in there and do correction. But dates are the hardest thing to remember, especially if you've been with many companies over the years. A lot of guys, like he said, will stay with a company 5, 10 years, whatever, and get that time, because most companies say, well, where were you within the last 5 years? You can say, oh, I was here. And you don't have as much to write down, because they only want to go back 10 years. But dates are very hard to remember. So just do the best you can on that. And they say, well, what happened here with this date? Hey, dates are not easy to remember. So, it'll be on your DAC, or it'll be somewhere when they do either higher right background, or they'll do a screening, some kind of your PSP report, and it's going to show the companies on there too. Every place you've ever driven, you have CSA scores. All that stuff's going to pop up every place you've ever driven. So you might as well put it down, because it's going to show. Even if you don't put it down, it's going to pop up. And then you'll be sitting there going, how'd you know about Bill's trucking service? Because it pops up. Anytime you fill out an application, have you ever noticed at the bottom it says safety sensitive function? Did you perform any safety sensitive function positions? This is why you can't be using alcohol. This is why you can't be using drugs in this industry. And this is for the guys that are. If you are, you might as well leave. Just leave. You saving everybody the hassle going through drug screening you and you know, all of that stuff. This is a waste of time. This is not the industry for that. Now, when I came in, it was like that. I mean, you could drive through West Memphis on the CB radio. Guys was like, I got your green, I got your white. I'm like, what the hell? And then I parked over there one time, and the guy was parked next to me. He was over there blazing up. This was like the 80s and the 90s. I was like, what the? But I always said, and I tell you guys, anytime they come with a database, like they did with this drug testing, they came with a database, a consortium. The feds did. They said, well, we're going to start logging people, and, you know, if you fail a drug test, we're going to put you in there. Don't worry about it. It ain't no big deal. Yes, it is. Because anytime they put you on computer cloud database, holds more storage, as you computer whizzes know, holds more storage than anything. So you sitting up here thinking that they wasn't going to come back on you for it. Hell yeah, they're going to come back on you for it, because it's a record. That's why you need to make sure when you walk into these places and you drug test, you clean. It's not hard, bruh. You got a choice. Do you want to make money, and sisters? Do you want to make money, or do you want to continue to party? If you're not done with your party, then don't come here. Don't come here. Stay out there and party, because they are going to drop on you at some point, a random whatever. If you want to get into good companies now, them other companies out there, we know about them. They just, hey, fly by night, hey, we'll put you to work, but, you know, truck breaking down on the side of the highway every 5 minutes. Yeah, those type of companies. You could always find a job. You just ain't going to find the type of job that you like. But you got to build some kind of history. And then once you build that history, like he told you on his video, he know who he is. He know who I'm talking about. What's up, brother? The shows I watch are Mother Trucker, HT Logistics, Scooby-Doo, SunCal Trucker, and a few others out there that I can't think of their name right off the top, but I'll call them out later in videos that I'm fixing to do. I'm fixing to go into the owner-operator side of how to do things, but you need to understand that. Don't rush into a company to go to orientation. And I'm not going to be long-winded with this, but don't just fill out the application. They say, hey, orientation is this day. Say, hey, I'd like to wait until you finish. How long is the application good for? Oh, it's good for 30 days. They're not going to tell you 2 weeks. They're going to say 30 days or higher. I think Creek's is 60. I think Tyson's is 62. So you just say, okay, no problem. I'll let you know. Just keep my file open, and I'll let you guys know when I'm ready. And gives them a chance. Just tell them, hey, I'm coming, but just make sure you do a thorough check before I get there. So I'm not sitting in orientation looking like a clown with everybody else smiling, laughing, and they say, Bill Smith, yeah, can you step over here, please? Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to hire you because blah, 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 blah. Because they have to get the approval from safety. But even if they get the approval from safety, they're still not done with a background check. And like I said, do not lie on the application. You may not get the dates right, but don't lie, because they're going to find it. It's commerce. See, I don't think you guys understand what a CDL is. And I'm going to leave you with this before I get cut off and do the other video. A CDL is a federal license. It's not a regular Class C. It's not a regular license. It's a federal license. So by it being, because you're working in commerce, which is part of the federal government. They ain't gonna say you're a federal employee, but you are, in a sense. So when you get that CDL license, that's why every time you turn around and the DOT just pull you over for, you know, the state, and they hit you up and you be wondering why, and then they go through all of this paperwork and level 1, level 2, level 3 inspections and all that, and pull you in the bay and all that. The license you have is a federal license. Before you could even get that license, you have to do a fingerprint. Okay? Have you ever noticed when you walk up there and you get your first license, when you had your permit, when you get the license, actual hard copy license, first thing they do is say, okay, hold on, sir or ma'am. I seen guys get turned away because they're going back there on that beast. We call it the beast back in the day. What it is, a federal computer back there behind DMV. You don't see it. It's back there though, because they got all your names, numbers, record, where you live, blah, 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 all of that. So we called it the beast back in the day. And what it is when you walk up, if you got a felony recently, if you got this recently, they're starting to kind of ease up. But I seen guys that just had robberies and was going through class with us. And I was like, and they turned him away. And he's like, oh yeah. And then one dude asked him what happened. He said, man, I got 3 robberies on my record. I was like, what? That's what he told you? He's like, yeah. They serious about this, man. They take your fingerprints, or they take your information, and they go and walk behind this door, and you don't see it, but it's a computer back there, a big bad computer, and they go back there and they go and start typing it in. When they come back out, they say, okay, here you go, or they say, unfortunately, we can't give it to you right now. Please check back with your class or whatever. Yeah, so. It's no joke, bro. You getting a federal license. That means you can drive any and everything under the sun, except construction equipment. That's a different license. But the CDL, the Class A, is the top of the